what's up? It's you. No. We're not going to do it like this. Okay, guys, this is the overview, and we're going to get to the top 10 worst lists of 2022. These are the movies I felt like were either disappointments to me this year, or somewhere I felt like, no, I did not have to see you, no matter how much I feel like the internet had me want me to actually see you. As bad as they should have, but anyway, let's try to get through this list. I haven't done the top 10 worst list, but I can actually bag on movies I didn't even like. And that's a once in a while opportunity. So let's get this going in number 10.
Number 10.
Kicking it off the list is a movie I know a lot of people are going to come at me for. Nope. I didn't even like this movie, and I wanted to like it so bad. Jordan Peele, I liked his concept for the Get Out. Us was a throwback to the Twilight Zone. This, I could say it's maybe a throwback to Jaws, because everybody kept describing the alien, or wasn't even an alien. It was basically like a giant creature-ish. I could say alien because it's an alien thing at this point. I didn't like it. I really wanted to like this movie. It's not that bad. I enjoy the small parts in it. I love the movie making aspect. I love the Western angle they put in it. But I feel like they could have done better with this concept. One aspect I feel like, I don't know if they can do it. Can we get a horror movie of the monkey? Please, can we get a horror movie on that? Because that actually scared me more than the alien should have in this movie.
Number 9.
Oh, man, Marvel, can you stop trying to do comedy at this point? Because I feel like some of the comedy you do is not even forcefully funny, but it is funny in an aspect. Because Thor Love and Thunder wasn't even funny enough to actually say this was a good Thor movie. I don't know what happened this phase that had me thinking, why are they doing this? I don't know what it is about the Thor movies, but I feel like that's the curse that Marvel has to deal with now. If you're going to make another one, make sure it finds a way to deviate from the last one. At least try to improve on what they did good, instead of repeating some of the same jokes that weren't even funny, and especially wasting actors that shouldn't have been in this film. Taika Waititi, just stop writing, please. Don't do another Marvel movie. I don't want you to do another Marvel movie. You can still be Korg, but unless you got somebody else who can reinvent Thor and actually make him a good character, you're done. You had a one and done type thing, and especially after Endgame, so don't do this again.
Number 8.
Another final installment. Okay, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I can't get hyped around these movies no more. Whenever a movie says it's the final installment, years later, the conclusion, we'll get something like Jurassic World Dominion, because, oh my god, this movie wasn't even about the dinosaurs this time. They were just fighting locusts, bugs, and all the marketing they had for this movie was a lie. Everything was in the beginning minutes of the movie as background news footage. And I'm surprised because Fast and Furious 9 really hyped me up, because you showed the beginning scene. I don't remember if it's still anywhere online, with the T-Rex at the drive-in theater. Oh my god. And you saw the whole world 65 million years ago. It was amazing. But if the movie would have done that, that would have been better, instead of focusing on bugs, because dinosaurs weren't even the villain in this movie. How?
Number 7.
Another latest installment on this list, The Mean One. I gotta admit to myself that I kind of predicted, I knew it was gonna be bad, but come on, you can't be this bad. I love the fact that, I don't know where it became possible this year, or about public domain, or people being able to use their creativity in their own aspect. It's creative to do a childhood property and make it a horror movie. We got the Grinch movie this year. Next year we're getting the Winnie the Pooh one. And I feel like there's a reason why they kind of moved it out of this year, because they had to fix out a couple things. And I feel like it was a creative concept. But the only thing that's killing this movie to me is that the Grinch wasn't even a character in this movie. He was just the monster. He didn't even have any dialogue in this film besides some roars. I did love the creative Dr. Seuss angles they tried to do. They're trying to mix in a little copyright, oh, can we get away with this type of stuff in it? But no, this horror movie wasn't even a horror movie to me. It was just, okay, kills. That's all I'm in for at this point.
Number 6.
Another example to Disney just say, stop doing this. This ain't you anymore. We're done. No more of this. But we're still going to milk it for as much as we can. Pinocchio this year. The Disney version, not the Guillermo del Toro version, which was times better than this one. And I could say this, Disney, please stop doing these remakes. Time and time again, we're getting different results based off of whatever film you do. It worked with The Jungle Book. It worked with Cinderella. The only good live action movie you have animated this year is basically Chip and Dale. And that's basically a riff on what you've been doing wrong this entire year. Can we stop doing these remakes? Because they're not as good. I don't even know if there's even scripts for the remakes, because some of them I can see pulled off from the animation. And you write filler just to fill up runtime. Because how? How could you screw up with your own property?
Number 5.
Another new installment this year, Hocus Pocus 2. Which, I'm going to say this to Disney. Disney, not everything has to be PC. I don't care how politically correct the world is. Leave villains villains, because you cannot tell me that in this movie, they really try to make us feel bad for these witches. Because I know that the actresses are having fun with the roles, but come on. You can't not act like they didn't kill children. They didn't eat children. And that was their point throughout this whole movie. And you can't tell me you can't PG stuff with things that would work today on a Disney Channel movie. This felt more like the Disney Channel movie it originally was. Because if it would have been a Disney Channel movie back in the day, it would have had some grit. But no, you wanted to PC the hell out of this movie and just make it dumb. I couldn't even get through this movie for the first time watching it. I had to watch it again on Halloween, which is kind of how I spent my night. So, thank you. And fuck you.
Number 4.
Alright guys, we're into the top 4. Or should I say the fun list? I don't even want to say the fun list. These 4 all could have been number 1 into my book. This could have been all one. No, all of these movies that I'm about to say, they're all could have been number 1 because all of them were just major disappointments this year. Starting with Texas Chainsaw 2022, if I could call it a Texas Chainsaw movie. It's not even, there's some characters in horror I like seeing. Freddy, Jason, Chucky, Ghostface. It's always Leatherface the one I feel like, why are you even here at this point? Because no remake they can do or try to revamp of this property is as good as the early 2003 and 2005 films. Because those movies actually were made in an era where horror was actually horror. You could get away with this much violence, but the way to recreate the magic of the first one is just not it. Just stop at this point. I don't know if they're going to do another one because they teased a post-credit scene in this film, which oddly enough I didn't even figure out until the kill count. And I don't want to say stop. Just stop. You're not a thing anymore. Nobody watches you anymore. Texas Chainsaw, just die.
Number 3.
And what was I saying? Just stop. Another horror entry in this film. Halloween Kills. No, wait, not Kills. And see, now this movie's so forgettable, I forgot the title. Halloween Ends. Another, I could say this, as a Halloween fan, it's an interesting concept, which could have done in Halloween 5, but as the final movie in the Michael Myers versus Laurie trilogy, you can't have Michael Myers in the last 10 minutes of the film and actually do something and say, oh, and there's a reason why he's gone. No, you can't do that. That's not excusable. And, Halloween, I don't know if they're going to do another one. I bet they will because they made a lot of money with this. And they're going to do a lot more. Oh, we're going to bring back Michael Myers in this way. No, just stop. You're done. You're done. Same as Leatherface. You're done until we can remake you in a few more years. Don't know when. You're done.
Number 2.
Like I said before, another animated film on this list is weird enough. I don't know. It can't be that bad until you actually acquire someone's property and say, you know what? We're going to put no effort into this and make it to a Disney direct-to-video sequel. Ice Age Buck Wild, or I don't even know if it's Ice Age 6. I say it's a spin-off because they're not even deviating from the original movies. I could just call this a spin-off or a direct-to-video. Whatever. This movie was so bad. It's not even well animated. They replaced all the voices of the characters. There was no Scrat in this movie, and it wasn't even basically a Buck Wild movie because it would have been amazing if it was just him in the dino world. But no, we got more of Crash and Eddie. I don't even like those characters in those movies that much for them to need their own film. But no, Ice Age, it's dead at this point. I know because of Blue Sky shutting down production. The last good thing at least I could say they went out with a bang with the Scrat Tales mini-series. I don't know if you guys watched it on Disney Plus, the Scrat and his kid. So cute. And the way they ended off in a bow, I'm like, at least you gave us this.
Number 1.
Alright guys, let's try to get through this real quick. Number 1 on my list, I'm going to put it to you like this. We had Wednesday with Netflix. And with a great director like Rob Zombie, master of horror, let me think. He wants to do a remake of The Munsters. That sounds like a really good horror idea. Wow, taking a kid's property, old television, and actually make it into a horror-ish film. But no, he chose with his gut and stuck to its roots because how? This film is one of the worst movies I've seen in my life. It's to the point where I'm like, did you film this? Or did you embezzle the money on some Tyler Perry type actions? Because there's no way this movie cost $10 million. And if it did, it must have been filmed in the most expensive Spirit Halloween I've ever seen, because the costumes look fake. Most of the designs look fake. I don't even know if he filmed this in his own set garage because of COVID and the pandemic and everything. But no, he made it into a campy movie, which is kind of what the original Monsters was, but didn't even think of playing with the concept, expanding it for today's youth. I don't even know if kids today watch this. It's on Netflix, but I don't even know if people still watch it on Halloween, because I know everybody's talking about the Addams Family, which I kind of preferred over them, but I always thought them as living next to each other. 1313 Mockingbird Lane. But no, he really wasted it. If this was a real horror movie, I would have at least gave it some points, and at least it would have been lower on my list. But no, I can't accept him for this. The Munsters, most forgettable film of 2022. And I guess that's it. That is my worst list. Now with a bang. Have you seen any of these movies? I can tell some of you have seen them, but most of these I don't even know if any of you have heard of them. But yeah, I just want to get to the point. Happy New Year to say. I don't know. Whenever I found something before I end this year off. Yeah, so that ends my top 10 worst films of 2022 list. I hope to see you guys in the new year. I know everything has been cheap on the side right here because I'm still trying to work out my own thing. I don't know. I might fool around with the set a bit because this is all in my room. I might switch out a couple things depending how I want to fix this whole thing. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the year. I hope you guys have a good time. Leave a like, subscribe, and be able to share it all around. Instagram is at the O Review. You might find it at the About side of my channel. All right, guys. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys next year.